Hi, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to kind of do a quick update of kind of what I've been up to, where we're at. Happy Memorial Weekend to everybody. I just got back from camping yesterday. I'm not the camping type, though that may have to do with a lot of complications of being severely overweight, which, after surgery, maybe I'll be more up to it. I'm so sore this morning just from sleeping the last 2 days on an air mattress in the back of our truck because we have a tent that hooks up to the truck. All right. But let's get back to surgery updates. So this week I went ahead and I did contact the surgical, assistant. She's the one she's called me a couple times to check where I'm at, and she's the one who schedules the surgeries. So last time I talked to her, I was waiting on a clearance from the sleep apnea doctor, a clearance from my nutritionalist, and clearance from my primary doctor. So I went ahead and I contacted the nutritionalist and the sleep apnea doctor because I'd already done what I needed to do with those two so they could write the clearance. The sleep apnea doctor turned in the clearance. I was able to see it through the portal for that particular hospital that I'm going to, and I did read it. The sleep apnea doctor had kind of told me that they may want me to be on the sleep apnea machine for a month prior to surgery. So he made sure that he put some of those wordings into my clearance, which I was a little perturbed about. More like he said that I had sleep apnea. He referred me to the company or place that'll do the medical equipment. So he wasn't aware if I had my machine or not yet, and that if they wanted me on it, they might have to wait, is what his clearance said. So when I called to confirm if they got the nutritionalist one in, I asked the surgical assistant about that. She said that she didn't think it would affect either way. I should technically have the machine before the surgery. Either way, it just, they're not going to require me probably to have it for a whole month prior or anything like that. So that's good news. When I contacted her, the nutritional still hadn't sent in the clearance. However, she did email me a copy, so I was able to fax that over to them. I then had my follow-up with my primary, technically. All I needed was blood pressure test taken because my blood pressure had been high at our last visit. It was a little high this time as well. I think that's probably more of the nerves and everything. But they went ahead and took it. They gave it over to my primary physician, so she should write the clearance for that. And the assistant there also said that she had sent my EKG in, and I did let her know that the hospital's saying they never received it. So she said she'd make sure that got sent out, and that the clearance got sent out. Now, since that happened on Friday, and it was my physician's first day back after being gone for a whole week or so, I figure she won't really have much done on that until the end of this coming week. So I will go ahead and check back probably Thursday on that, because if that got sent in and everything, we should be able to schedule it. And that's kind of the point I'm at right now. I'm just waiting to schedule the actual appointment. I will put out there as well that I did actually meet a person camping with me. She's friends of friends, basically, who's actually getting the surgery done within the next week or so. And I'm just putting that out there as more of a PSA. I did a lot of research prior to even considering this. I'm not saying all my research was right, but I kind of knew what I was getting into. And then I learned more as I talked to the doctor. I also learned some things in my last nutritional appointment. I will side note that as well, that I had bought some of the more solid pills for after my dissolvables and gummies and those kind of things that I figured would be easier on my new stomach in the beginning. Those pills you won't be able to use in bariatric surgery. She said I could crush them up just so that it's not a waste of pills that I had bought, and take them that way. However, after those are gone, to get something else. And I did find out that my actual doctor, my surgeon, sells kind of a dissolvable pill that has everything in it, or a couple that have everything in it, so you don't have to buy all these pills. That may be the route I go with in the future, since this is a lifestyle change. This is something I'm going to have to deal with forever, just because buying all these individual vitamins, making sure they go down properly, it gets to be a lot. I think that's actually one of the harder things that I'm looking at right now. I also learned that I had bought protein powders to add to waters post-surgery when I'm on clear liquids. The nutritionist brought to my attention that when you add the powders in, it's no longer a clear liquid, so I can't use those. So that's going to make the 70 grams a little harder, but I think the protein waters have about 20 grams each. I think you basically just have to drink all day long to get what you need, especially when you're on that clear liquid diet. You can still do the bone broth and things too. And I didn't look at how much those have in them, but I bet you it's a lot more than water. So just a side note for anybody who's thinking about it. Also, to get back to this woman I met camping, do your research. Her doctor also, she kind of wanted to talk a little bad about the facility I'm going to. I guess she'd heard some bad things. Though I lived in Las Cruces for a while, so I'm aware of the reputation of both of the hospitals there. I believe this doctor's a newer doctor. I don't think he's been there this whole time. So it may have been a doctor prior that she was a little more concerned about. However, they educated me. They sent me all these pamphlets. I went home with all this information. I knew what vitamins I'm going to have to take the rest of my life, exactly what my protocol is going to be before, after, diet-wise, how long, because there's 3 stages of dieting that you do afterwards. She doesn't know any of this. She doesn't know about the vitamins you need to take, nothing, and she's due to have surgery in a week. I also have to be on an 800-calorie diet 2 weeks prior to surgery, and then liquid diet the whole day before. And like I said, she had no idea of any of these stipulations. And I get that some doctors do it a little differently, but from what I've heard, it's pretty similar. It's never exactly the right, like even on their pamphlet it says 3 weeks of liquid diet after, but I've also heard them say 2 to 3 weeks. So it kind of depends how you're healing and what your body's doing, which I get. But there's kind of a protocol to how this works. So I just wanted to put out there for anyone thinking about it. Do some research prior. Know what you're wanting to do. Don't hesitate to do a consult. Even a second consult. I liked the doctor that I met at my first and only consult. If I hadn't, I might have decided not to do it, or I might have decided to see another doctor. So I mean, there are a lot of options for you, and just always keep that in mind. This is a big change. This is a very big change, and you want someone you're comfortable with. You're going to be seeing this doctor pretty often for the first year. You still got follow-ups yearly and things like that afterwards. But that first year, I mean, I think you're seeing the doctor after your drains are taken out after the first 2 weeks. I think they want to see you a month after, and then every 3 months for a year. So you want someone that you're comfortable with, someone you can tell everything to. Also, this particular woman went in there, or is going in there knowing some of these things, like, how I talked about you're not going to be able to have soda anymore and things like that. And she's going in with the mentality that, well, I'll try, but like life is life. Don't go into the surgery with that mentality. If you're not up for making the changes, find another route. Do something different. This is too big a thing to do to your body, and too big a surgery to not put in the effort that they're requiring you to do. So why they make you jump through all these hoops? They don't want you to go through all of this to find out that you can't do it. Okay? I know that's a little soapboxy, but that's kind of how I felt about things this weekend. Just that you need to know what you're getting into, and you need to want to make the efforts. So hopefully next week I'll be getting on here to tell you guys that I have a set date, how excited I am and with moving forward with this process. But as for right now, as for my knowledge, I'm done with all my pre-op appointments, and I am just waiting for them to set me up a date now. So I hope everyone's having a great weekend, staying safe, and I guess we're all going back to work tomorrow. You guys have a good one.